Hello and good afternoon. 5:30 to be exact. Well, I've had a great few days out in the sun and nature this week, and things have been going good, really good. It's time for that next Goetia, by the way. The next week is up, and here before the full moon tomorrow on Sunday, I'm going to bring you this week's Goetia in two ways so that you can be prepared for what's coming up. Some of you may not be open to change, to drastic change. And that's what this week ahead is bringing from the full moon on. Even if it astrologically, if you want to look up astrologically, the Goetia that we are working with are in natural harmony with what's going on in the sky right now. So your week ahead is probably going to have some challenging energy. So now that you know what to work with, you'll know how to counterbalance it. We're going to be working with Leraje and Mebahel. Leraje, the Goetia, the unconscious, and Mebahel, the higher awareness or the purification process. We'll be working with the first pentacle of the moon, the key and door to unlock the unconscious divine mind. Okay, the unconscious mind is what reflects your reality around you. Like, I can't say this enough, but it's kind of like beating a dead horse to me. It's that understanding of when you're interested in purchasing a car that you've never seen before, then all of a sudden they're everywhere, right? That is how the unconscious mind projects your reality. You think of something, and it will be. So, on top of that, since we're working with the unconscious this week, we have the third pentacle of the moon, which will help protect you from psychic attacks. Psychological attacks is what psychic attack basically boils down to. And any kind of attacks towards you during this time while you are working through unconscious changes. So let's get into it. Leraje or Leraje, a marquise. A marquise is one who protects the borders and frontier lands, known as the March. A marquise is protection against foreign enemies. Shown to us, he shows himself as an archer wearing a green hooded cover, carrying a bow and quiver. The archer symbolizes getting right down to the point of things. The arrows stand for aiming for something and ambition. He can cause great battles in contests, and his arrows' wounds putrefies those hit by them. Oh, directing those hit by them. This is directing a contest with words. Oh, this is the metaphor. The alchemical symbology of the arrows putrefying the wounds that were directed at. The wounds are symbology of directing a contest with words that are so deep and direct, they go deep within the one who you speak them to or who is speaking to you. And he can cause and remove psychic attacks. This is symbology of psychological conflicts that stay with the one spoken to for a lengthy amount of time. Psychic attack. Think of Carl Jung's understanding of the psychic or psychic attack. It's a psychological repetition going on in someone's mind. So most psychic attacks stem from, I don't know, somebody saying something that scares another person or deeply implants in their unconscious, and that plays a broken record in that person's head. psychic attack, right? Um, Many times we believe them as something outside of ourselves, having nothing to do with your regular everyday life, inflicting negative thought processes or fear within us, right? But this is far from the truth. A psychic attack is something you engaged in. It's psychologically. It could be a boss implanting in your mind. Well, if you don't pick up the pace, then we're going to let you go. That's a psychic attack because psychologically it repeats in your mind over and over and over again. Or if somebody tells you, oh, don't mess with that person, they're a great witch, right? And if a person doesn't know any better, they won't realize that witch only means a medicine healer, medicine woman, someone who works with plants and traverses the other worlds through meditation, holistic practices, multidimensional realities, and it's far from the boogeyman perception of which we see on TV. But if you were afraid of that, then psychologically it would be attacking you over and over because you allowed that fear to play a loop in your mind. This is what psychic attacks are. So that's where I get into or remove psychic attacks by doing what I just did. Settle the conflict within the mind by showing the ridiculousness of a psychological debate inflicted on my people or his people, Leraje. Right? So, this week is going to be about if something fears or strikes fear in you or is psychic attack, could also be you holding anger or opposition or defiance against somebody, but you're smiling in front of them, right? So you go home, you're like, hey, how's it going? You turn on, right? Okay. You're going to be forced to deal with this week, whether you believe it's from this video or if you look in the astrological terms or if it just randomly happens. This is fated events that are going on. So, now that you know the ridiculousness of what a psychic attack can be, right? You understand that you've had some involvement in a psychological debate at some point or another in the recent past. If it's playing on repeat in your mind, here this week, you have the key to your own unconscious to go through and bring fire, the light of awareness to that ridiculousness of that psychological debate and banish that psychic attack. Because the alchemical process of Leraje is purifying things through fire. This is like burning herbs to get the inhalation aroma of their essence, right? Or burning metal to get it down to its liquid substance to shape it, right? Process of purifying something to its core through fire. Or basically poking at the triggers that you're holding until you have clearly spoken them. And this spoken what was ailing you so that you may break down the mental, emotional, and physical held in queries that were bothering you, creating your own psychic attacks. This way, you can bring on the change necessary to be made. Working with colors this week, violet would be a very good one. Violet could be the representation of your crown chakra. So definitely crown chakra energies this week. Incense you would want to work with would be jasmine. Metals would be silver. The planet is the moon, hence why we're working with the pentacles of the moon. And the element is fire. So tomorrow on the full moon, you might want to light a candle or Write something down that was bothering you and then set it ablaze under the full moon. Whatever works for you. Now we're going to get into the higher consciousness of this process, the Notoria angel Mebahel. Mebahel isn't much of a different process than this, but is called on, or you, by working through this week of your triggers to get it out in the open, clear any difficulties that were holding you back or keeping secret hidden enemies, things like that, secret rivalries. Allow the rivalries to surface so you can have the conflict needed to say this is enough or settle whatever the problem is amongst you two. This is all so that you can protect your money, make the truth come clear in challenging or battle situations, and make enemies who are hiding themselves in your own kingdom reveal themselves. Mebahel, same thing, places the fire of truth in your subconscious mind for liberty and truth, to lead you to triumph over lies, to purify your own souls and deepen your sense of duty, which in turn forms the inner cathedral of gold within. Do not bypass this week. It is actually going to bring you your best possible outcome. And by bypassing this week, if you stick to the lies and the secret hidden in frustrations, you will just be seen for them. So whether or not you feel this comes from working with the Goetia and the Notoria, or doing your own psychological shadow work, or astrological alignments, I'm giving you the warning. Now you have what you need to understand. Okay, guess what? This week I'll probably be dealing with someone challenging. If I speak my truth when this challenging situation comes up, then hey, we can solve the issue or just end it there and then call it quits, both solving the problems. What this week is about is finding solutions, not holding on to emotional turmoil or mental anguish or anger towards another. Relieving yourself from these types of energies. If it's not working, make it be known. Speak clarity and truth. You know why it feels good to speak truth? When you don't have nothing to lie or to hide or to be ashamed of, life is just easier. Nothing can really hold you hostage. Nothing can bind you into a contract forcefully. So, this week, be prepared for challenging circumstances. If you're truthful and honest and face them with clarity, good for you. You're going to have a lot of accomplishments this week. If you handle them like you always have, well, that's going to be seen in you. And that's what I have for you today. So I hope this was helpful. Stay tuned for more future videos coming up. I'm going to be doing some tarot readings here shortly. I have shamanic services available at www.shamangraywolf.com. Look in the description. And I will be back soon. It was 1414 when I said look in the description. I thought that was kind of cool. Anyways, talk to you next time. See you on some tarot readings.